Welcome to Wednesday's show, falling on the 10th day of February, the day of the first real winter storm of the like for much of Kentucky and especially the viewing area. And of course, we'll talk about that in more detail and save the latest update towards the latest part of the program as always, but also because simply it is changing by the hour, just as it was yesterday. To some degree, the forecast being updated and teeter-tottering to some degree as well. In fact, the last update I had, I will have one more new one before I leave you, but the one I had prior to beginning the show showed a favorable improvement that I'm hesitant because it's minor, A, and B, it might be reversed by the time I get to the program, or the end of the program. But the ice storm warning is still in effect until 7 o'clock Friday morning, and we're looking at a combination. How much and when? Well, that's still yet to be determined, but I'll give you our best estimates in a few moments of mostly freezing rain, some regular rain, some sleet, significant, and some snow possibly as well. And we'll also talk about all the local information that I have been able to gather in regards to closings and heating and things of that nature. And that's probably where I'm actually going to begin tonight before we get to our state and local COVID updates and some other news. As we all are very well aware of, one of the big concerns, the power going out. We are expecting power outages across the viewing area, across eastern Kentucky, to some degree. To what degree, of course, we are still uncertain, but with the forecast looming as it has been, power companies, our utility companies, have already been put on standby. Crews that are already within those companies are also being backed up by other crews that are also on the ready, in-state and out of the state, in the event that we do see widespread outages, which are possible at this time. Isolated outages certainly are going to be a factor for some residents, I do believe. We'll talk more about that in just a few seconds. As far as schools in Magoffin County are concerned, there will obviously be no face-to-face schools tomorrow. I spoke with School Superintendent Scott Helton just a few moments ago, who confirmed that, and who also said that he will be making the call here in the next few moments or a few short hours as to whether or not classes will be held virtually tomorrow or whether students and staff will get the day off. If there is going to be an expected high number of power outages, of course, virtual learning is also a no-go. So that announcement is forthcoming, possibly early this evening. If I have an update before the end of the program, of course, I'll relay that to you. Just by my own accounts, out making some rounds over the course of yesterday and today, I have noticed that, and I'm very glad to report that a lot of folks, as many as could, were making their preparations yesterday. Yesterday appeared to be the heaviest hit day of stores compared to today. Not to say that a lot of folks weren't out there, but a lot of folks making those runs to the grocery store, hardware store, and the like as of yesterday. And of course, generators are non-discussion right now because you simply cannot find those, from what I understand. In fact, if you want a little proof, as if you don't already have any, that folks aren't watching or folks are watching this show. I mentioned one time briefly last night, for about 15 seconds, that Logan Corporation had a few dozen generators left, new in the box. They're gone. Every one of them gone by lunchtime today. All the hardware stores here, Magoffin, Johnson County as well. I think I spoke with a representative of Harbor Freight in Johnson County, and they had called other stores, and their system indicated that Wise, Virginia, and Charleston were the two closest stores in their network to have any generators at all, and they just had one model and a very limited number of them. Propane also pretty much out here in Magoffin County for the most part. True Value pumped some 1,600 gallons yesterday. Speedway, where you can exchange tanks, they were out, both hoping, though, to possibly have some new stock of propane tomorrow. Kerosene heaters, a new shipment came into True Value today. It was gone in just a matter of moments. Milk, bread, and a lot of other staples were hit hard yesterday and have since been restocked in a lot of locations, just to let you know. So groceries not really an issue as far as I can tell, but those heat sources are most definitely. And tomorrow, of course, we'll determine as to whether or not you're even able to try to get out and get anything should you need them. State offices were closed today at 2:30 in lieu of the inclement weather. Lexington early this morning saw a thin layer of ice that caused a lot of serious accidents, a lot of trips and falls as well. And then, of course, some rain came and kind of melted that away, but another round, of course, moving in on central Kentucky as we speak. The Sayersville National Bank is not going to open until 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's the main bank, the branch bank, and the new Sayersville Loan Company at the branch bank. They're not going to open till 10, and that could be adjusted to later or not at all, depending on the weather. But just to let you know from one of our sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk with our county judge executive and our mayor of Sayersville in regards to some heating locations that are going to be open and some other details in regards to the potential that a lot of folks could be without heat tomorrow. For a lot of people, they may have generators, they may have gas heat, backup heat, and can hunker down for a day or two without much problem. Certainly some discomfort, but without much problem. But for a lot of folks, that's just not an option. And for those, we have some options for you from local government next. Go with All-Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All-Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. Being Sayersville's oldest continuous business is not Fraser's Prater Drug's most important legacy. It's the care and attention they devote to every single customer. And that, combined with quick and convenient curbside service at the front and rear entrances, makes for getting your medications simply and safely, and calling ahead makes it even faster. Fraser's Prater Drug Store's curbside and in-store service, open Monday through Friday, 9 until 6.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
The ice storm warning pretty much encompasses nearly all of Kentucky. It was expanded earlier this afternoon to include pretty much everyone except the counties along the northern border of the state as this system was ramping up coming into Louisville, central Kentucky this afternoon. Northern Kentucky already seeing the effects earlier today. Freezing rain still estimated to potentially be up to a half or 3/4 of an inch for eastern Kentucky. That's not counting the sleet. Those numbers also could be much lower, which we are all hoping for. As far as the timeline, I'll have that in just a few moments. We'll also talk about what we are expecting at this hour to see. Right now, Judge Executive Matt Wireman gives us a few phone numbers to call if you are out there and have any heating issues or otherwise during the storm.
Today, I think the governor went ahead and shut state offices down, so the county clerk and PVA went ahead and closed a little early today, and so we went ahead and shut the courthouse down at 3 o'clock. We're not going to be missing, or this weather, the forecast is not going to be missed, so there's going to be a lot of outages tomorrow. So I went ahead and we're closing the courthouse tomorrow. I just don't want people to try to get out and come into work and or try to come down and obtain county government services. It just ain't gonna be safe. So again, the courthouse closed tomorrow for sure. We'll just play it by ear on Friday. As far as the heating issue, we are prepared. We have the community center prepared to be a warming shelter if there are areas of the county that have power outages or heating source issues, so that we can have people come in there and stay warm until the power comes back on. Should the power be off in town here in Sayersville, we will put as many folks as we can following CDC guidelines here in the courthouse. The courthouse does have a generator as part of the 911 move that will power the entire facility here. So we can use this as a warming center, but we're limited in space. We use the physical courtroom and the hallways. So we'll have enough space to hopefully accommodate whatever need we have. In addition to that, some of the fire departments will be open if they have power. Most notably will be Middle Fork and North. we're working on some issues to make sure that the others can do the same, but we just haven't ironed all that out yet.
I don't have anything else.
Well, I will be putting the contact numbers on Facebook for Keevan, Keevan Harriman, Deputy Judge, 606-496-6157. My Emergency Management Director, Robert Prater, 606-496-6792. And that way, if people need to call for the warming center, either one of those will be able to accommodate.
Wireman says if you have any issues with heat or otherwise that his office can help with, here are 2 numbers to call. McGoffin County's Emergency Management Director, Robert Prater, at 496-6792, or Deputy Judge Keevan Howard at 496-6157. Again, those numbers 496-6792 and 496-6157. One of the fire departments that Judge Wireman referred to was that of the Middle Fork Fire Department. I also actually received word from Chief Scott Castle earlier today that they will be open and available for anyone, not just in their community, but in the county, who needs a heat source and a warm place to stay. And if you have any questions, 349-9800. They will have someone stationed at the fire department. The Sagersville Fire Department is also going to be one of the locations in the city, says Mayor Shepard, where they will have available heat and a place to sit and rest should you lose your heat source throughout the storm late tonight and, of course, throughout tomorrow for as long as it lasts. But before we talk about that, we prefaced it with today's COVID update here locally. Another number of cases today puts us, I think, over the 30 mark, if I'm not mistaken, for the week thus far. But there was a little good news on the vaccine front, per the governor's announcement yesterday of another small bump from the federal government coming to Kentucky, and that hopefully trickling down to health departments like ours. I just briefly covered the numbers yesterday, but run through yesterday and today for me if you don't care.
Okay, we had 4 positive cases yesterday, and we've had 8 today.
Any significance or anything tied to those?
No, just different individuals, and really nothing tied to any business or gathering or anything.
The governor on yesterday announced another small increase in the number of vaccine. Can you elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, I think the federal government's going to allow us another 5% for the state of Kentucky, which is going to, we started out with at 53,000 doses a week, and with all the increases they give us, we'll be now up to, I think he said, 86,000 doses per week for the state of Kentucky.
Any idea how that's going to trickle down to McGoffin County, if at all?
No, he did say in a Zoom meeting with the mayors and county judges today that if some of the health departments or some of the business or health departments that would want to increase in doses to request them, and because some of the health departments have been wanting more doses, but some of them haven't been given as many, and they're taking some of the doses away from them and putting them into, I guess, a reserve for the other health departments that are doing the job.
And I know that in talking to you for the past many, many weeks, and as of late, you guys are still running up to 100 a day if you can get them?
Yes. We done 120 today. We done 40 of the teachers, their second doses, and then we done 80 first doses today of 70 and over.
What's your 70 and over list looking like?
When I checked today, after everything was said and done, it looks like we have between almost 100 left on our over 70 list, and hopefully with our allotment of 100 next week, we will knock most of those out. The state has said that they might be able to give me another 100 allotment over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and if that's the case, we would start 60 and over along with the 70 and over next week, but that 60 and over with just 100 allotment a week will go probably the next week. And we still are not taking appointments for that. We'll let you know when to call in for that, but right now we're still 70 and over.
In regards to let's go on to the weather. I know a lot of preparations being made by our local governments, and I wanted to check in with you and our judge executive, which I have today as well. Any plans or preparations you guys are trying to make?
No, my guys will be ready tonight. If it does come snow and ice, we'll have our salt truck out, or a scraper truck, and we'll be trying to clear the roads as good best we can. We will make a priority for the hillsides like College Heights, Sherwood Camp, as we usually do. But our salt spreader now is working, so this time we should be ready to to handle it. I'd recommend if it's ice, please stay in, because if it's ice, we have a problem also moving it and salting with it, because it's a dangerous situation. So tomorrow, if it's icy in the morning, if you at all possible, stay off the roadways until we do get them cleared, and then we'll go from there.
What about warming stations for the city?
If anybody has any problems with the heat or anything, or if the electric was to go off, they come to the fire department. We've got a facility there. We can get you in there and keep you warm until they get the electric back on, or until you get your heat back on. But just to come to the Sayreville Fire Department.
More news and still that updated forecast to come. Know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. Prefacing your state update tonight, a study that I read of today. To be honest, when I first read of it, I was very skeptical that it was factual, but after doing a little research, it appears to be. And it appears to center around how your smartwatch could actually, bear with me, your smartwatch could actually tell you before your swab in your nose test that you have COVID-19. Mount Sinai researchers have done a study, and it's been published in the Journal of Medical Internet Research, and it says that wearable hardware, specifically the Apple Watch, can effectively tell you beforehand that you have COVID-19, maybe up to 5, 6, 7 days before this rather uncomfortable nasal swab. They reportedly used hundreds and hundreds of healthcare workers in the study. They watched their heart rate variability, which they say is one of the main indicators that there's an attack or some sort of a burden being placed on your nervous system. And they took that information and they added that with all of the symptoms that we know and exist from COVID-19, fever, aches, sense of smell, and the like. And they say that they were able to determine that smartwatch, using that as the more recent models do, monitor your heart rate, using that heart rate variability, was able to determine in many occasions that a person was about to test positive for the coronavirus, just to let you know. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, by the way, updated their mask guidance, saying that per very extensive and recent lab experiments, that placing a cloth mask over a surgical mask, as well as using a properly fitted mask, was nearly 100% effective in stopping the coronavirus, at least 95%. The new guidance advises two very important things: making sure that your mask fits correctly, tightly, snugly around your face, and then using a mask with layers, 2 layers, keeping the droplets in and out of your system. They also say that using a mask with one of the nose wires is a must to help improve the fit against your face. However, they advise against using 2 disposable masks, saying they just do not fit tightly enough to do so. Also, not combining a K95 mask with any other mask. They say one of those is very good on its own and does not need another mask over it. Just 2 good, snug-fitting masks increases dramatically your chances of not getting coronavirus. Today, the governor announced, what is still a decent day number-wise, with the exception of deaths, which we are still seeing average almost 50 a day. A pretty brief community calendar tonight, but as always, brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. If you tuned in last night, you saw a number of 5, 6, 7 birthdays that we had last night. And one that I had last night is one that I'm doing again tonight because it's just that special. And I wanted to let everyone know ahead of time last night and again today, because Maxie here is 99, and I just can't believe that. She is 99 today, and from your church family, as I said last night, and a whole lot of friends, and Pansy as well. Maxie, I'm sure you're shocked to know who brought it in. Happy 99th birthday to you. And a reminder to everyone else, when you've got a birthday or an anniversary or a special announcement for your church group or organization, tell me. We'll tell everyone about it. It doesn't cost anything. It's also free for birthdays, birth announcements, and anniversaries in the Sagersville Independent. Send your News Today information to me any way you can. Phone, fax, email. For the Sagersville Independent, email those to Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com, or you can always call the paper office at 349-2915. From there, funeral service arrangements, one of which includes an update from services that we announced last night. But first, a reminder of services to be held tomorrow for 72-year-old Carol Jean Lane Jenkins of Sagersville, who passed away on Monday, survived by her son Scott Jenkins and daughter Christy Russell, as well as special niece Elizabeth Leanne Pelfrey, brother Ed Lane, and sisters Andrea Sue Howard, Barbara K. Lane, Juanita Lane, and 4 grandkids. Services again to be held tomorrow from the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. Family and friends can visit the church starting, this evening and then prior to tomorrow's services. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And in lieu of flowers, the family says, please make contributions to the Elk Creek Baptist Church in her memory. Services have been changed now for 80-year-old Diana Marlene DeLong Burchell, now set for this Friday at 1 o'clock. She was preceded in death by her husband Paul Vernon Burchell and survived by sons Paul Lloyd Burchell, Brian Mitchell, Blake Miles, Kenneth Todd, and Marlon Douglas Burchell, and sister Doris DeLong Music, and several grandkids and great-grandkids. Graveside services to be held this Friday at 1 from the Johnson County Memorial Cemetery. Friends can call on the McGoffin County Funeral Home prior to services Friday from 10 until noon. 60-year-old Terry Lynn Minix of Sagersville passed away Monday of this week. The husband of the late Patty Holbrook Minix. He's the son of the late Carl Roger Minix and Leela Mae Walters Minix, who survives. He's survived as well by his son Rodney, daughters Michelle Rudd and Ashley Minix, brother Russell Minix, sister Angie Minix, 6 grandkids, and 3 great-grandchildren. Funeral services in Terry's honor will be held this Saturday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Friends and family can visit the funeral home Friday evening from 6 till 9 and prior to Saturday's services. And lastly, tonight's services have been set for 36-year-old Christopher Dyer of Far Middle Fork. He passed away Sunday at his home, the son of Larry and Helen Back Dyer. He survived by his wife, Pika Dyer, sons Jonathan Rogers and Christopher Sean Dyer, brother Ricky Dyer as well. And his services will be held Monday at 1 from the Sagersville Funeral Home. The family will welcome friends Sunday after 5 and any time prior to Monday's services. Lennon has never been more correct. All we need is love, and a whole lot of it. And you can find all you want at the seasonal shop for Valentine's Day. For the ladies, long sleeves and tees from Simply Southern, and always the cutest and coolest of boots, bags, purses, and all things that glitter and sparkle, plus lotions and soaps and more. And for him or her, the very best of coolers by Brewmate, Ridge and Holler, and they love to put it all in custom gift baskets filled with everything to make any heart happy. Plus they have free local delivery in Sagersville and curbside pickup. So you can say Happy Valentine's Day from the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Jesse Rudd and his staff at Parkway Pharmacy are proud to announce the newest member of their team, and yours, pharmacist Dustin Jones, who's actually the grandson of Janet and the late Paul Jones of Dixie in Sayersville. And his addition of over 12 years of experience in inpatient and outpatient services gives you unmatched availability and care when it comes to your health and medication.
Parkway Pharmacy, where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sayersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424.
Appalachian Wireless invites you to start the new year off with a bang. What better way than with a new Samsung device? The new Samsung Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, and S21 Ultra are the latest and hottest devices of the new year with great cameras, all-day battery life, and faster processors. The S21 is the phone everyone wants and will be jealous of. From now till the end of February, the new Samsung S21 models will be $400 off the Advantage plan at Appalachian Wireless and AppalachianWireless.com. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Before the latest weather-wise and what we are expecting, here's the latest from the governor's office earlier today for our daily COVID update. New cases today were reported to be at 1,914, still following along that trend that we have been in now for several weeks, which is keeping our positivity rate very respectable comparatively. However, just a bit up today from around 7.3, I believe, where it was yesterday. Right around 7.5, but still a vast improvement and still consistent. The positivity rate also is accompanied by numbers of hospitalized right now at 1,191, with 169 currently on ventilators in Kentucky. So 1,914 new cases today, which is positive, but the number of deaths, again, at 49, averaging right at 50 still a day for the past many consecutive days, all a reflection of those many days where we were reporting 3,000 and 4,000 cases just a few weeks ago. Let's wrap it up by taking a few moments to take a look at your weather conditions. As you will note, over my shoulder, still calm. We've seen some drizzle throughout most of the morning and afternoon here in the downtown Sagersville area and for most of eastern Kentucky. And we are going to continue to see temperatures fall tonight, and we are still very well under an ice storm warning, with this being the latest estimates. Taking a look at the ice storm warning area that lasts through Friday morning at 7, still largely unchanged, still largely encompassing much of Kentucky, certainly all of eastern Kentucky. The timeline for us, when will that precipitation move in and start to change to freezing rain, starting anywhere from 11 to 3, and then continuing throughout the night and into your Thursday. As far as total freezing rain estimates right now from the National Weather Service, and this is held pretty true for them all day today. You can see anywhere from 2 to 3/10 of an inch there for the viewing area, Magoffin and Johnson counties, and that's held pretty true for them throughout this entire thing, while there have been a lot of other adjustments made. Here, local Doppler radar shows you the pinkish color there, freezing rain, and in Stanton, moving into Flemingsburg, and in the other areas to our north and to our west, and likely still a few hours away from us. While the updated forecast in just the last 10 minutes shows similar changes as did the one about 30 minutes to close to an hour ago, and that temperatures increasing pretty much throughout each and every day of the outlook to the tune of a few degrees. Tonight's low now estimated to be, and it could very well change again, but right now estimated to be closer to 29. That is a 2 or 3 degree increase, and every little bit helps in some degree, even if it's just mentally. As for that rain, any rain that we see should start to change over to freezing rain. The timeline, as you saw, anywhere from 11 till 3, probably closer to the 3 a.m. time frame. Tonight, 1/10 of an inch right now estimated of freezing rain tonight, and another 1 to 2/10 of an inch on your Thursday tomorrow. We'll see freezing rain and sleet tomorrow before 3 or so, then more of a chance of snow and freezing rain and sleet with some snow mixed in, and then just throughout the rest of the afternoon we will see some form or fashion of one or all of the above. Northwest winds tomorrow as well, gusting upwards to 15 or 16 miles per hour, and again 1 to 2/10 of freezing rain tomorrow. Little or no snow or sleet accumulation right now, says the National Weather Service, expected for tomorrow. That's a significant update. Just a few hours ago, it was up to 1 inch of sleet on top of all of that, not just tomorrow, but into your Friday as well. And Friday looks to be much calmer, 38, mostly cloudy, a bit of a break before another round Friday night. You'll see a couple of winter hits throughout the rest of your forecast as well. The next, around 4 o'clock, technically Saturday morning, after a calmer day on Friday, late Friday night and Saturday, freezing rain likely again to the tune of 60% into your Saturday morning. Then rain in the afternoon will hit about 38 degrees, maybe some snow as well in the afternoon, and then rain and snow chances throughout Saturday night again. Sunday, another brief break, mostly cloudy and 31, and right now, Sunday's nighttime lows have been in the single digits throughout the week. For the past few hours, they've been in the low and now upper teens from the National Weather Service out of Jackson, specifically for the viewing area, so keep that in mind. Hopefully not as brutally cold Sunday night. Right now, holding on to 31 for the high and 19 for the low Sunday night, with a 20% chance of some snow again Sunday night. And then guess what? Another scenario paints a picture of more snow, freezing rain, and sleet on Monday. 31 for the high, a 30% chance during the day, but by that night, an 80% chance of more freezing rain and sleet again. Tuesday, rain, sleet, snow, likely 38 degrees and low 20s that night. Wednesday of next week, still a small chance of some rain and snow, but the first time we've seen it for a while, partly sunny skies and 39. So obviously a likelihood that we will see some weather that will cause treacherous travel conditions during the overnight and tomorrow. I hope all the precautions are all for naught. That is just not likely at this time. It is likely that this forecast scenario could change every hour on the hour. So keep your eye on the weather. We hope you're safe and warm and hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you for watching.